Welcome to Deck Talk, where you will be prepared. Deck Talk is a show with pros, deck creators, commentators, anybody who is trying to make Hearthstone the #1 rising esports. Today we have a very special guest. This man you may have seen at Dream Hack, going toe-to-toe with one of the most notable players in the Hearthstone scene. He is the Dutch Dynamo and just a really great guy. I love him, and I think you will too. Tice.
Hey man, thanks for having me in the show. It's good to be here.
All right. Did I say the name right?
Yeah, I said you say the name right. That's one of the only people that say my name right now, but
Now, the funny,
yeah, it's just Thijs.
yeah, there's actually a funny story to that because when I first met you was
Mm.
during the like mana grind tournaments we were running back in the day, and I had to enter in your name so many times for that top 8. It was just driving me insane. I was like, "How the hell do you pronounce this?" All right, it's like, "What do you mean? It should be?" And I'm
Mm,
like, "No, J is not silent
mm.
in American English."
No,
So,
you just forget the G. You just pronounce it just without the G.
well, I just started going, okay, you know what? J equals E. There we go. And
Hmm.
that helped out. So, but no, thank you so much for coming on the show. So, Dream Hack, you did really good. You went toe to toe with Colento, and it looked like you might actually sweep him. And then
Yeah,
he
it
came back.
was really close. The games were really close. I went to the top 8 after getting second in my group, what I was really happy with because I lost my first match and won the 2 match after. And yeah, then I had to face Colento, a number 1 of another group, a
Hmm.
rough opponent, and the games were really close. And we had a really good series. And yeah, unfortunately, I lost with 3-1, so didn't make it to BlitzCon.
Oh,
But I
well,
shall still be proud with the performance I made at Dream Hack.
oh yeah. A lot of people were in support of you, man. I mean, I was kind of watching your Twitter, and that was blowing up during the entire time of DreamHack. And matter of fact, even the announcers were saying when you were in your match with Colento, it was like whoever wins this match is favored to win BlizzCon, which means that you were rated so high.
Yeah, they have really hyped it up and hyped
Oh
me
yeah.
up too. Like it was really cool to see how much support I had from on my Twitter and from the causes and from the people at DreamHack. It was really cool, and it
Hmm.
really helped me to just focus more on the game and really want to make a really good result there.
Right. Now, I have a question for you. It's a question that I and a few other people have had when it came to BlizzCon. Now, BlizzCon, you were able to ban a class, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I know I'm speaking for at least a couple thousand people here. Why didn't you ban Warlock when facing Colento?
Yeah, I have to maybe I have to regret it that it was a bad move. I thought I practiced so much against handlock, and my shaman felt like the best choice. I in practice mode I had over 70% win rate with my shaman. I also had text cards like Big Game Hunter and
Hmm.
cards like that in the deck, but they just didn't came up. And I still think it was okay for me to not ban handlock. I was in my matchup. I was 2 or 3 turns, just 1 mana or 2 damage of lethal. It was really close,
Right.
but yeah, it was a really risky move for me from not banning the handlock. But I was really scared for his priest too. Like his priest, if it was a really control priest, it could just 3-0 me really easily. Like it beats my shaman.
Right.
My priest was a bit weak in a mirror matchup because mine was a bit more mid range, so I was scared for the mirror too, and I didn't feel like my paladin had enough ways to deal with the priest.
All right. Well, that's actually rather well thought out, actually. The reason I ask is that everybody that Colento went against that they allowed him to have his handlock, it ended up being their detriment. It was the handlock that just sealed the deal every single time. And
Hmm.
he really piloted that deck to some greatness.
I have to say that he played that handlock deck like almost perfectly. how he played around my cards and yeah, playing with my cards, playing with his cards. I felt like that he just knew everything what happened the turn after and the turn after that, and
Right.
he had like Twilight Drakes in his hand that he just never played. Just he didn't care about putting a good minion on the board. He just cared about my hand, and
Hmm.
he played at matchups really well.
Yeah, that man is methodical. All right. So, speaking of priests, as was brought up in the previous discussion, you actually have come on with a priest deck. So let's get to that and let's discuss it a little. All right. So I'm looking at this, and this is what you would normally see in most of your typical priest builds. You know, you got your circle of healing combo, you got your injured blade masters, and things of that nature. But I do see a couple of things that I want to point out. First of all, silence. Give us the reason behind a single instance of silence in this deck.
Well, first reason, like this is a really control priest. You have two ways with priest now, like more an aggro priest with undertakers, zombie cows, and you have the control priest. And the control priest is more about surviving with your cards,
Mm-hmm.
and also with all the death rattles with the new next cards. The death rattle cards are so popular, and you will always have a good target for silence. That you always have value with it, and it is just a good trigger with cards like Pyromancer, and also just with cards with your Sylvanas, and it just gets a lot of value from all the Death Rattle cards that are out now.
All right, all right. Now, one of the other ones I wanted to highlight here was Shadow Madness. I love this card. This has been like the, oh, you have a Sludge Belcher, thank you.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
well, it's not only about the Slit Belch, it's also a really good tech card for the ladder. The ladder is still really aggressive, and a Shadow Madness can help you against the Hunter by just trading into two cards. And also with all the Death Rattle cards that are out now, you get more value out of your Madness by just trading and get the Death Rattle back from your side of the board.
right. I love using this against Zoo. This could really just
Mhm.
wreck Zoo so hard. All right, and the last card we're actually going to spotlight here is the Black Knight. Now, this one is actually kind of interesting because it's a card we generally don't see in most priest decks. So please explain the logic behind this.
I think the Black Knight is just a card that you can expect in almost every deck soon. With the Black Knight, in this new meta, everyone is playing with Belchers, and that already means that you always have value with the Black Knight, and
Yeah.
because the meta goes a bit slower with more control decks, that means also there are more towns, more bigger towns with the handlocks, with the druids, with the shamans, and it just always gets value. And in a really control deck, it is just a good card to you. It's just in a control deck a good card to use.
No, no, I agree wholeheartedly. I throw
Mhm,
them in almost everything I do anyway.
mhm,
But that's actually kind of interesting seeing it here. And of course, you know, we've got Sylvanas, which is
mhm,
pretty much a staple in a lot of decks these days. And of course, the overpowered mind control for when they
mhm.
play that Tyrion.
Yeah, well, it's not overpowered. It is just really good in the heavy control matchups. Then it's just the card that can win you the matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Besides from that, it is sometimes really hard to get a good mind controller.
Right. Well, what I really love about mind control is that, okay, it's 10 mana. That does kind of suck. But Ysera's 9. So depending
Hmm.
on who went first, you most likely are only going to give your opponent one turn to get a dream card, and then Ysera is now yours. So,
Yeah, like that is one of the perfect ways to get a good mind control. Like if you can steal a Ragnaros, a Ysera, or just a legendary card, that are just the dreams that you want with your mind control.
right, right. Well, I think we've talked enough about the deck. Let's put it in action. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right. And of course, the ladder reset recently, so we get to play with these brand new pirate cards.
Yeah, yeah. With the ladder reset, we can expect like a lot of aggro decks. I think with.
Oh yeah.
zoos and hunters, but we will see.
Well, early in the morning, it was nothing but shaman bots and druid bots.
Mm.
It was so annoying.
Oh, you're right. There's the shaman.
All right.
The light shall bring victory.
So, what should we be keeping and what should we be throwing back?
Mind Control is a bad card against Shaman. Sylvanas too, because they have a lot of ways to deal with it, with Hex and with the Earth Shock, and I don't think you really want to keep a Smite. I think you want to mulligan for your minions or a better removal.
I agree
Like
wholeheartedly.
the Orc with the Circle of Healing is one of the key ways to deal with the Shaman.
All right. Well, we didn't get any of that.
No, the hand is a bit terrible to start with.
Well, let's see if we can recover. All right. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't think we have a play, so we just have to end the turn.
Yeah, I think so too.
The light protects me.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, our hand is really, it's not really good.
But
We
I don't.
just have no other way than just end the turn.
Yeah, but then again, any damage he could do the first couple matches, we could kind of mitigate it just with our healing power. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, but what be good if we just had a 3-drop now, like a Dark Cultist, or
Dark Cultist
maybe
would be
a Blade
amazing
Master.
right now. Then again, so would Wild Pyromancer. No, not so much anymore.
So yeah, I think we're just gonna heal ourselves now. Like we don't have any other really good play. You don't want to powerful shield one of his minions.
Right. However, we do have a Shadow Madness play next turn, possibly, but there's no real value I see.
Well, if he plays an Unbound, oh, he plays an
The
Unbound.
Unbound.
But yeah.
Oh, if only we had more mana.
The value is okay, but it's
Yeah. Well, most likely he's going to probably throw up dogs next turn.
yeah. I don't know. It feels like that if we don't play anything now, it's just slow.
All right.
We can also go for maybe a Pyromancer with a Power World Shield, but and then we also I think maybe we have to go. Oh, maybe if we want to keep that. It's okay to go for the Shadow Madness now, but we don't get a lot of value from it.
Right. So
I should just go with the Pyromancer and go for the Powerful Shield and see what we draw.
all right.
Just to get rid of the shield and... No, not really.
Well,
It will be amazing if we just draw a Holy Smite now. That was the dream. But he still has to trade 1 minion at least into it.
right.
And now our Belcher is a bit better. Yeah, oh, there is the wolves.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was coming. Because you never want to play this unless you got something to back it. All right, so Belcher.
Well,
Ooh,
yeah,
right.
I think just Belcher. There is not a really good value now from the Shadow Madness, and we have a good Cabral maybe next turn by stealing a wolf.
Ah, yes.
It's one of the best targets against the Shaman to steal. Oh, he's overloading more.
Wow, this guy is going full bore.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Oh, that's a good pickup. So we have options now by stealing the 3/2 wolf, or just trading with the Holy Fire into the Unbound. But I think I like to steal just the 2/3 wolf more.
All right.
Let me change your mind.
Job's done.
That's
If he wants to trade now, he will probably. Why did he say well played?
That's why. This is an extremely aggressive opening. He had like everything handed to him on a silver
Yeah.
platter.
Yeah, and we had like the first 5 turns were without plays.
Oh yeah.
But we can still win this, I think.
Shield for Argus.
Let's go full plays. The Unbound is at 6 HP now, right?
We're at 8 HP.
Yeah, but how much
Yes, it's
life
at
does
6.
the Unbound have? Oh, 6. So Holy Fire is not even enough.
No, it's not.
Wow. We need to Belcher here like it's our only play.
Alright. And
Belcher and heal ourselves.
yeah.
But yeah, it really sucks. He can make just a good. He will just trade with the Unbound now, or just attack with the Unbound.
Alright. Oh no!
Wow, this game, man.
That was the most aggressive shaman I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Now we didn't get.
Yeah, it is fun to see to see people playing this game because it's still a really good version.
Oh, it is.
But we had a really bad opener with no play before turn 4 or 5, what really
that was
stuck
horrible.
us, and he could make a lot of tempo against us.
Yeah, I mean, he was just making play after play. We couldn't really get any kind of traction.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hope for something that isn't shaman.
Mm-hmm. Well, normally Shaman is more than a good matchup,
Yeah,
but this Shaman had a lot of tempo and his curve was really good.
it really was.
Yeah, and we just had to pray for a good draw with our Pyromancer because our curve was really slow.
And unfortunately, we didn't get anything of a good draw. We just got another Sludge Belcher.
Yeah.
Which was only delaying the inevitable.
Anduin versus Geralt.
Okay, so we have a warrior. So at this low
Warrior
rank,
is interesting.
so at this low rank, it's either a super aggro or a new control player. So
Yeah, but that is always hard to say with the ladder. Like, you can just face everything, but I still think we mulligan everything here
yeah,
because we still want our minions. Like, just one of the 3 drops is good, and yeah, this is a bit slow hand and so much spells. We have to see how it goes. So I hope it's control now.
I hope we get some
Control
good
warrior.
minions from him with the thought steal.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hand's looking a lot
At least a
better.
minion.
Yeah, hand's looking a lot better.
Yeah, now we can just go for an injured Blade Master with Circle, maybe.
Right. Okay.
Like, that's the dream at turn 3.
All right.
But against the warrior, it is risky because he can still execute it.
Right. That's why you never, power word shield it right away.
Let the pain speak.
Okay, it's a control one.
All right. So, play.
But I still think we go for the same play. We need to put a minion out on the board, and like 3 HP is too weak for a Fire War Axe or Krultas Master, so we have to circle of healing it, and you can't play around every card and just play. The only card that is a really good response for him is an Execute now.
Right. Which, if he's using execute on that, he won't have it later on.
Okay, so it looks like just a pause turn.
All right.
I think we really want to trade now to just deny his card draw if he draws a Kultas Master, and I also think we really want to heal to just get out of the execute range, but maybe just Power Wheel Shield first to see what we draw. Maybe we draw something what is really good. I will just attack and I will just heal our injured Blade Master again.
Alright.
Just to get out of the range of the execute. Because that is his only really good response in our Blade Master.
Right. Now he's going to have to use like a Cruel Taskmaster and an Execute.
Yeah.
Or
Okay, and so it was a good play from to just heal, so because the heal just took an one shot of the 5RX, what is already really good.
alright. So now we have options here.
Yeah, we can Belcher now, or we can just Injured Blade Master and heal it for 2.
Which
So it's a 3/5 or a 3/5 with a Death Rattle, or a 4/5. A 5 mana, I think I like the Injured Blade Master more, I think. Just to heal it for 2.
alright.
It just makes it a bit stronger.
And if we do pull the second execute, that's not so bad.
No, if he executes this one, it's fine. What is the plan? Shield block? Well, if he shields block it, that
Yeah.
is totally fine. If he uses shield block for this.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we just want to play a Belcher now. Sylvanas is a card that can get a lot of value against warriors, so you want to keep that in hand until he plays a Karen, or maybe we can also make a good combo probably with the Sylvanas and just Shadow Word David to get a really big minion from him.
The pain
Alright.
speak to me.
We really want a Cabal now, like Cabal is a dream against the
Oh,
Acolyte.
Cabal would be great.
Oh,
Oh!
and there it is, wow.
Let me
I just called the Cabal right in time.
Alright. So, wow, you should be keep doing that. Okay. He still has 18 cards in his deck. Oh, the
Oh, he
brawl.
brawls already. Well, it is a wow. That's always what happens with the brawls.
Okay, so we have a couple options here. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty good.
I will just Thought Steal first, and I think we want to play the Belcher. So Thought Steal first, see what we get. Wow, Harrison.
Ooh.
Do we want to Harrison this weapon?
I kind of feel like doing it, but he does have a gore howl.
How do you know? Maybe, well, he has Death Spites, like Death Spites for sure. Some people are not running Gorehal.
Right, I think we
It
get.
is,
Must consider.
I
Yeah.
think we can just get, so yeah. I think Belcher is just okay to just, now he has better weapons than a 3/1 Fire Roar X, so.
Alright.
But it is a bit greedy from us maybe, like we gold get really good value now.
Well, I mean, I would much
Mhm.
rather grab a Death Spite than a Fire War Axe.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
But
we're
it's just hard to say, like if the last 2 cards from his, like this is already a second Fire Roar X.
mm-hmm.
And if, like, maybe he just doesn't have any weapons now in his hand, and he can draw them really late.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
I haven't seen Baron Geddon pop up in these decks in a while.
Not a really good play that we have, or not a really obvious play.
Well, I see one, but I hate using it on single target.
I must
Maybe
consider.
just attack with Acolyte first and see what we get from the draw.
Right.
Maybe it helps us a bit. No, it doesn't help us. Yeah, the question is, do we really want to Arcanine this one now?
Well,
I don't know.
I'm thinking here, and if he gets like the armor smiths on the board and all that, and this starts healing or starts hitting them, that's like boom, 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 and he's gonna get armored out of control.
Yeah, and also I should go with the Arcanine with the circle. Attack first into his lives, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
and just circle now and play Dark Cultist.
And
And
let's hear a power
yeah,
to
deal
face.
2 damage. Yeah. get some damage out, and he still doesn't have that much cards, and Sylvanas has a can get really good value.
Right.
We have some really good cards really good tech cards in our hand now.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
I think this is just a faceless that is just too good now.
Alright.
Yeah, well maybe we had to Thought Steal first, see what we get. Because we don't have a really good other play.
I agree.
I should just Thought Steal now and see what we get from it. But the faceless was a play we both made for sure. Wow, that
Oh!
execute. So now we also know that he doesn't has his second execute in hand, what is also important.
Mm-hmm.
He already played one and the other one is in his deck. Well, he can draw it now, but it's not likely.
Yeah. Plus, we got his Ragnaros. We got his Ragnaros. We got his.
So the warrior
Heritage.
gets destroyed by his own cards. That's the funny thing with Thought Steal.
You know, priests are the most gangster class in the game. They steal all your stuff and beat the crap out of you with it.
We had some really good Thought Steals with an Execute and Rack and with Harrison and Faceless.
RNGesus for the win. Oh, he's trying to buffer it out. Whoa, whoa, Molten Giant.
Ah.
My shield for Argon.
Oh man, this playmaking.
Oh.
Well, I have to agree, these plays are really sick. But yeah, we have the Black Knight into that giant, what is so good.
Oh, it really is. Alright.
And we can just trade with the Dark Cultist now and play another Dark Cultist. The Shadow Madness doesn't get really value.
No, it doesn't.
The damned stand ready. Job done.
Like if he kills our Dark Cultist, it is really fine. Then our other ones get buffed.
But that was a nice little recovery he did there, though.
Yeah, it was a really good recovery with that Molten Giant and with that Shield Slam.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the best moves he could made, I think.
And it was all top deck, too.
Yeah.
I wonder.
But it still looks really good for us with the Holy Nova, with the Rack in our hand, also Sylvanas.
Yeah.
And we still have a response for his weapons. Well, a weapon is not even enough for him, but...
Right. What I'd be concerned about is, I have seen this. Controls using Sludge Belcher, since we don't have a Sludge Belcher. And this is a very interesting control that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never seen a Defender of Argus in a Control Warrior.
Well, Defender of August, you see them sometimes. Oh, he's like, fuck you, you won.
Alright. So, Control Warrior beat it up with its own stuff, and, well, he just did not like that. Aggressive Shaman said, hey, you're my bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the way RNG goes, I guess. But we see what the deck can do when it gets like a horrible opener. I mean, we saw what it did when it got, again, another horrible opener, but the cards lined up a lot better against a control deck. But against like an aggro deck.
Against the Warrior, we had some more time to get into our other cards and get value from it, and the Shaman had too much tempo.
Exactly, exactly. There's so much value in your early game that you can use to just crush your opponents that I think more people seem to overlook. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. I really like that. Alright, so we're going to be going to that fun-filled portion where we get to talk about your social info. Alright, so if you'd like to follow Thijs on Twitter at ThijsHs, you could also check out his Twitch on twitch.tv/Thijs, and of course his Facebook /ThijsHs. Alright, so go there, drop him some messages, tell him you love him, whatever. Be nice. Alright, now, So, this is the portion of the show where you get to do your shout outs, thank people, whatever. And like, I know you're on a team. Think you guys may have some sponsors on it, so here you go.
Yeah, well, I want to thanks Meet Your Makers. I'm playing for MIM, also known as Meet Your Makers now, for for everything they do for me, and they're really supporting me. I also want to really thanks to my family, and especially my parents and my brother, that's supporting me to every event I go, and they really enjoy that I have a lot of fun with what I do now for the Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just thank my teammates Radu, Skip, Kunzi, and Samichu for all the practice that we do together and practice for the big tournaments, and also just having a lot of fun together. And yeah, and just as the chef already said, make sure to follow me probably on Twitter. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask and follow me on Twitch. I try to stream sometimes in the evenings now, and yeah, that are the shots out for me.
Evenings and European time, people.
Yeah, in European time.
Right. He
Mhm.
also does coaching as well for I Hearth You, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm doing coaching on the I Heart You site. Just if you are interested in some coaching hours with me, you can just book them at the I Heart You site. So
All
yeah,
right.
make sure to look at it if you are interested.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Again, it's great to see somebody that I saw like in our tournaments just go through the roof.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping next year we actually see you at BlizzCon.
I hope
Also,
so too, man.
to your teammate RDU, good luck at the WAC.
Hmm.
Also, Noxious, I know you're there, and a
Hmm.
whole bunch of other people. It's like the Streamers Cup.
Hmm.
It's actually what it should have been called. But so yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. If you like this show, please like, subscribe, leave us a comment. If you have some suggestions, go right ahead. Let us know. Other than that, this is the Shiv saying bye-bye. Nice.
Goodbye.
All right.